Hey guys, it's Michelle with Marstown TV today, and with me today I have a very special guest. This gentleman's name is Mr. Jake Stokely. Jake is a member of the Rotary Club here in Marstown, and there is a lot. Rotary always does a lot in Marstown and in the community, but you guys have a lot going on in the next few weeks, right?
That's correct. We're working with Chamber of Commerce and the Parks and Rec Department. We're really trying to build some enthusiasm around disc golf. Of course, you know, Morristown prides itself as the disc golf capital of Tennessee, and we're honored enough to be able to host the state tournament each year. However, if we get complacent, someone else is going to try to be the disc golf capital of Tennessee. So we're just trying to bring awareness to the community to make sure that everybody knows, one, it's available to not just the folks playing in the tournaments, but it's also available to anybody in the community that wants to get exercise or any type of activity. And then beyond that, we're going to try to further enhance what we've got going so far to make it better so that we can continue to be one of the leaders in the state in terms of disc golf opportunities.
So growth, that's awesome. Well, first off, I think it's wonderful that you guys want to share information about disc golf. I know you don't want me to come and participate because I've tried it and I'm horrible. I would physically hurt somebody or myself. But for people like me who don't really truly know a lot about it, now the event that he's going to tell us about, we'll go in detail. It comes up in April, actually, but you've got something coming up at the end of March that can, for lack of better terms, I'm going to say introduce people to disc golf, right? Let's talk a little bit about that.
Sure. So we're going to, along with the Chamber of Commerce and Covenant Health, we're going to host a lunch and learn. It's a format where you can show up to Covenant, the cafeteria. We're going to have lunches and whatnot, and then over the course of about an hour, we were going to go over just an introductory course to what disc golf is, sort of where you can go to get the equipment, where you can go to play it, and then some of the basic fundamentals, basically, of how you do play it. And it is open to anybody, and that's sort of one of the neat things about the activity is you could be young or old, you can be in various states of fitness, and you're just playing the course in some ways. So as long as you're out there and you're getting exercise, you're winning type thing.
Well, that's what I was going to ask, if it's for people who just want to find a new activity for their family to get involved in. So the event that's coming up in March, it's actually going to be there at Covenant, Marstown Hamlin Healthcare System. What time and what day?
Okay, so it's going to be at noon on March 29th in the Northeast Tower Conference Room. And then it's the cost is $7, and that just helps us cover some of the cost of the meals. The hospital's actually supplementing us a little bit, but we'd love to have a ton of people come out and get introduced to the game or the sport, I guess, so that it becomes even more popular in our town.
Well, I think that's a wonderful idea. Now, if somebody does want to come, do they just show up the day of the event, or do they need to call ahead and make reservations?
We would like for you to call to make reservations. There's a flyer that we've distributed, but you'd call the number on the flyer basically to let us know how many are coming, because it's the first time we've ever done it. We might plan for 10 and 100 show up, or we might plan for 110 show up. So we don't really want to miss it that bad.
Well, and then Tony, we'll get the number to Tony, and then he can put it on the bottom of the screen as we're talking. So that's a really good introductory course. So now let's jump into April and talk about what you're going to be doing in April. And kudos to the Chamber and Rotary and Marstown Hamlin Healthcare System. I think it's wonderful that this is coming from me and our Channel 7 family. I think it's awesome that you guys want to not just encourage this event as far as economic development here in in Hamlin County and stuff, but the fact that you're doing something for people and getting people out of the house and getting them involved in activities. So kudos to you all. Okay, there's my plug. Now let's talk about April. What exactly is going on in April?
Okay, so we have Rotary actually has a disc golf course that we built with cooperation with Parks and Rec out at Frank Lorino. Well, we recently got another grant and we're extending it, so we'll essentially make one course into two courses. And so at the grand opening of that, we're going to do a tournament. We're partnering with the Morristown Disc Golf Club and Parks and Rec, but we're going to run it's actually a professional tournament on that course to sort of commemorate the extension of that park or of that course. and it's going to be the Friday night is going to be sort of like another introductory thing where folks can bring their family. We'll have some loaner equipment there. We'll have members of the disc golf club that are just helping people start throwing it for the first time or figuring out what the rules are. That'll be Friday night, and then on Saturday, that's when the pros are going to come in, and I'll be far away by that point, and they're going to run an actual tournament, and you know their scores are going to count for their standings in terms of the world. And I was surprised to know within 30 miles of here, we've got some folks that are rated in the top 10 in the world in this sport. It's amazing to me.
Well, and this sport has just absolutely exploded recently. Now, I know we talked a little bit earlier before Tony started the cameras. So when you guys do implement that, what you're doing, you know, you're going to, like you said, you're going to put in 2 in one. Do you call them a spot, a location? What? I know with golf, it's a hole. So how do you reference this?
I believe the terminology would still be hole, even though at the end of the hole there's a basket there that catches the discs. And I made the mistake once and called it frisbees. You do not call it frisbees around the people that are serious about it.
You're liable to get thumped with a frisbee or a disc. So with the new one that's coming in, what's going to happen is, if I'm correct in this, you're going to have one that's just for average folks like we would be, but then also on that same hole, you're going to have the ones for the dudettes who are doing the tournament. So when tournaments are going on, can just average folks still come and play, or would it be off limits while there's a tournament going on?
Unfortunately, even though it'll be like making one course into 2, it'll still be limited in terms of while someone's out there playing the hole, you're going to have the option to play either or, but it wouldn't really be feasible for multiple people or multiple groups to be playing the different holes.
Yeah, because I might learn how to do it and get out there and in the middle of the tournament win. So that'd be great. So, okay, now the one coming up in April. The date, the location, the time, info on that, please.
Yeah, so April 27th is the Friday, which will be like the family. We encourage families and anybody in the community to come out and just get introduced to the sport. And that'll be, we're going to kick it off around 6 o'clock and then run until we have daylight. And then the next morning will be the tournament on the 28th, which is a Saturday, and that's when you'll have to have registered ahead of time and that type of stuff for the serious players.
But Friday you don't have to register; you just show up, right?
On that one, just show up. We're gonna have loaner equipment, like I said, and really we're going to try to maybe get some other things there, like maybe some food trucks or something, and just make an event out of it. And it's to just sort of commemorate the opening of the new Rotary extension.
Well, I know Rotary, not just with this, but I know you guys work with Parks and Rec. Rotary has done a lot in this community in the 100+ years you guys have been here. So you're just keeping the tradition going, right?
Well, that's the plan, is to try to keep the momentum and make things better. Service above self is what the Rotary motto is about.
Well, obviously, each of you live by that, I can tell. I have a lot of friends in Rotary. Now, and before we wrap up, on the event that's coming up in April, is there a phone number, a specific number that you need to call to register?
We'll have to get that out. The Disc Golf Association would be the best one to contact because they're going to actually run the registration. It'll actually be on believe it or not, the Professional Disc Golf Association website schedule. So it's going to be it's going to be a legit tournament.
It's the real deal. And I would almost assume that as it gets closer, people would probably call the chamber even, right, and get.
Absolutely. Ann Ross will be involved, who's the tourism director, and she's aware of that. And, of course, you have the state tournament that's going to be coming up. So there's going to be a lot of disc golf activities that are happening throughout the town in the coming months.
Well, that's awesome. Guys, I tell you all the time, there is so much going on here in our sweet little town of Morristown. And this is just another example. Learn about disc golf. Come and meet some of these folks in Rotary like Jake. There's a lot of good people in this town doing a lot of good things. It's been so nice talking to you, and best of luck with all this. And I promise I won't be there because I'm horrible at things like this. Guys, stay tuned to Morristown TV today. You never know where we're going to be, what we're going to be doing, or who we're going to be talking to. Take care, and we'll see you next time.